And it follows what we've been seeing all day. You not only have the violence, but just this incredible misery. We were at the New Orleans Convention Center today and saw mothers with their babies literally living in raw sewage and putrid food. Just an incredible, horrible scene down there. Thousands and thousands of families have been going for days now without food, without water. They have no communication with the outside world. And to make matters worse, they're scared. One police officer said at some point this afternoon, someone drove by and actually shot at some of these people who are just waiting there to be rescued. They are sitting there, families, mothers with their children, literally with no food or water, waiting to be rescued. And a police officer says someone shot at them.
Man, it was hectic. Urine everywhere. I mean, a lot of people, rape. All type of violence and just water rising everywhere in the city. We just glad to be out of here.
How's your baby doing? You don't want to be on?
I work at a hospital, so the smell, I'm used to it, but I can't eat anything because I threw up.
I don't think anyone ever imagined something like this could happen.
And when you pull back for a wide shot, the scene is nothing short of apocalyptic. 80% of New Orleans, including much of downtown, is underwater. The Big Easy's famous Canal Street, living up to its name. And rising waters will now force officials to evacuate the shelter at the Superdome. Katrina's departure was just the beginning of the misery.
I didn't think it was over, but I didn't think it would come to this.
But it has come to this. People are now living in parking garages. Others picked up what they could and moved to higher ground on the interstate. Refugees in their own hometown.
We're not able to get up and just go. We don't have transportation. I mean, we live in paycheck to paycheck. I mean, it ain't like we could just able to get up and just leave.
It was all enough to bring Louisiana's governor to tears today.
The magnitude of the situation is untenable. It's just heartbreaking.
When Katrina breached the levees that held the water back, the bowl was swamped. And in the poorer neighborhoods of that bowl, people who could least afford it have lost the most. Water is still head high, swamping everything in sight. Every rescue boat that goes out comes back heavy with human cargo. One crew had to break open the front of this house to get to a woman who had been trapped in her attic for 2 days. And they will be at it for days to come.
Rescue workers first started plying these waters shortly after the winds of Hurricane Katrina died down on Monday afternoon. They worked all night, through the night, and into the morning.
Remarkably, some people refuse to be rescued. Better off, they feel, on their own front porch than looking for shelter elsewhere.
You don't want anybody to pick you up?
No, we want to put the pumps on.
Put the pumps on.
Put the pumps on. Get the water out of here. Get the water out.
But the pumps aren't coming on. There's no electricity. And even if there was, the levees haven't been repaired yet. Officials are overwhelmed by the scope of this disaster. They can't even pick up dead bodies. There is nowhere to put them. And people who now have nothing and no place to go swear they've rode out their last hurricane.
We leaving next time. They could say a windstorm, just a flood or whatever, anything. We gone.
I lost my wife.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm not doing good.
What happened?
The house just split in half.
Your house split in half?
Right here on Hollingham, Bayview. Back, we came up in the roof, all the way to the roof, and water came in the house, just opened up, divided.
Who was at your house with you?
My wife.
Where is she now?
Can't find her body. She gone. I hold her hand tight as I could, and she told me, "You can't hold me." She said, "Take care of the kids and the grandkids and my kids."
What's your wife's name in case we can put this out there?
Tony Jackson.
Okay, and what's your name?
Hardy Jackson.
Where are you guys going?
We ain't got nowhere to go. I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. That's all I had. That's all I had. Look, 2 or 3 more bodies ran there where I stayed at. Laying right there in the mud.
You guys, you take care of your boys, okay?
Okay.
Katrina is proving to be a deadly storm.
And all who question the future of the Crescent City need to know there is no way to imagine America without New Orleans, and this great city will rise again. When communities are rebuilt, they must be even better and stronger than before the storm. Within the Gulf region are some of the most beautiful and historic places in America. As all of us saw on television, there's also some deep, persistent poverty in this region as well. That poverty has roots in a history of racial discrimination, which cut off generations from the opportunity of America. We have a duty to confront this poverty with bold action. So let us restore all that we have cherished from yesterday, and let us rise above the legacy of inequality. 4 years after the frightening experience of September the 11th, Americans have every right to expect a more effective response in a time of emergency. When the federal government fails to meet such an obligation, I, as president, am responsible for the problem and for the solution. So I've ordered every cabinet secretary to participate in a comprehensive review of the government response to the hurricane. I know that when you sit on the steps of a porch where a home once stood, or sleep on a cot in a crowded shelter, it is hard to imagine a bright future. But that future will come. The streets of Biloxi and Gulfport will again be filled with lovely homes and the sound of children playing. The churches of Alabama will have their broken steeples mended and their congregations whole. And here in New Orleans, the streetcars will once again rumble down St. Charles, and the passionate soul of a great city will return.
My family gets to see them live.
My son needs clothes. I came to the house to keep clothes for my son.
There's a Salvation Army Center that I want you to
Stay.
I'm on the shelf right now, but we'll come back to that someday, okay?